Waiting for it to go live. Should be live any second. Let's check again. Oh, there it goes. Waiting for it to go live. Oops. Alright. Welcome to Space Engineers with the Blind Gaming Guy, which is me. This is my playthrough that I've titled Round and Round We Go. Blue Smoke Edition. We are trying to navigate Pertam 360 degrees all the way around the planet, west to east. And today we are building a utility ship, and hopefully we'll get into working on the attack craft, which should have multiple drones attached to it. So we'll have lots of fun. As soon as this gets loaded, we'll rock and roll. Still waiting. Having a little trouble with the little computer. Maybe we click here and try again. Chat's not coming up. Trying to chat, but it's not letting me. Oh, sorry, I guess we're loaded up. I think I just died, actually. Oops. Alright, here we go. I have no idea how I died. Okay. So, let's begin our adventure. Forget, every time. Alright, last time we started the ship with these folding out, but honestly we don't like that. I don't like that anymore. Where did my body go? Well, that's weird. Alright. Boy, I'm having a day already. What does that do? Fill value, question mark. Consumable unknown effects, can't. Alright, we'll eat it. Why not? Alright, we made this with these folding backwards, and when I went and tested it, these don't work very well. Plus, they limit how much thrusters and such we can put on.
Inventory full.
And that's just not a good situation. So we're going to change this ship up a little bit.
Inventory full.
So it looks a little different. But I do believe it works a lot better in the new configuration. So we're going to take all that off. And the same for the top. Although the top ends up almost the same in the new build. So let's take all this off and start again. No idea why those are on the ground. Okay, don't need those in my inventory. The rest of that will go in as soon as I do that. Okay. Alright. Now, we're going to stick with the two here. Then we are going to go with conveyor. And after the conveyor, we'll go with pair of mediums. Mediums work? No, mediums won't work. Not for what we're doing. I wish they would, but they won't. Okay. Yeah, we'll need 7. Oh, no, we're all color. We're using dark blue, aren't we? Yeah, it looks right. I don't think I did this in like the build I did, but we're going to do it this time. Spread them out just a little bit. Yeah, we'll spread them out just a little bit. Give me a little bit more space. Alright, yeah. This will give me a little bit more space than my test build. We want some hinges next. And this time we want to fold up. Yes. Fold up. To put a conveyor frame in. Like that. Like that. Oh, I forgot to weld them up first, so they lay down. I'll make the lower limit 0. I could have typed that in, but it wouldn't have moved as easily. And the upper limit, let's make it click, enter, backspace, 88 degrees. Sometimes hinges cling out when they get to 90, so we're not going to let them get all the way there. See, this is what happens when you just type in lower limit. Nothing. So, put that back to negative 90. And then roll it up. And it, see how it moves when you roll versus when you just type it in? So that's why we do it this way instead. And again, we need 88 degrees so that it doesn't cling. Another thing to note that I'm doing with these hinges, you notice when they roll that the notch is on the bottom there. That makes positive up and negative down. With the side with this little notch right here is negative. So if you're ever curious when you're putting it on, make it, see, this one's going the wrong way. To make it go a particular direction, like I'm trying to get all of these to go the same direction, you can make sure when you weld it that this one is the side you want to go negative. And what I can do here, I did this one first, so Control C. No, hit the wrong button. I don't want to copy it, I want to... What did I do? Screwed something up. Seriously, what did I do?
Energy low.
There we go. Now, insert, page up, no, insert and home. Copied everything. Down, and hit page down. And do it here again. Obviously it's not a big deal. Page down. And page down. Now, on top of these, we go G, R, I, N, D. Stick a grinder type 2. We want it to say grind this direction. So it looks right side, so it's the way it's supposed to be, right side up. Now, when we roll these up, velocity 1. Velocity 1. Velocity 1. And finally, velocity 1. See, they fold up real neat right above now. This allows us to go up with our build rather than down. Since down we don't have much room. Also allows us to go small, we have a small conveyor tubes. Ouch, sorry. Like that. Tag, 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 and tag. I mentioned this in my earlier stream, but I haven't mentioned it in this stream. Typically you don't want to do what I just did and use the full conveyors. It's better to use tubes, T's, and right angles because the CPU has less to do on those cases. In this case, it has to check all 6 directions to see which way the your whatever's running through your conveyors is going. Versus
Energy critical.
Versus the tubes, which only have, you know, 2 directions to go. And I need to go get some energy before I die. Actually, I could have gotten that cockpit I just built, but, you know. So do that now that I have a little bit of energy. Actually, let's go into info. Change the name to blue. Smoke utility ship. Now this ship is going to be a bit brick-like, and there's a reason that it has to be brick-like. When we start mining, we have to be able to fit through the mine where the drills are. So where do we want to start our drill rig from? Wherever we start it from, it has to be able to fold back so those can fold up. Oops. I really can't remember exactly how I did this. I mean, I could build a projector, and we could just go off of a projector, but it won't be as... It won't be something we built here. It'll be something that we copied from my testing, and we don't like that. Well, hello, Scott. Nice to see you in here. Let's see. We could build it right through that gap. Build out from here. Hinge right in that gap. I'd be worried about claying, though. It's a lot of moving parts right next to each other. On the other hand, they fold up real neat right next to these when they folded. Which actually might be a problem. How do we want to put these on? They have to go right here in front of these. And then hinge up past them. We could just use right here off the top of here. Gee, let's do that. Let's build right off the cockpit. Now we'll make negative forward, positive back. Let's go with one of these. And then another hinge. Now obviously this hinge could lift the entire thing and I not need the front hinge at all. But that actually might be better. You might not need this front hinge at all. Let's take it off. One further. And we come down even with the bottom. Come on, there. And do. So the build manager and get the rest of the components we need. Check our food because we don't want to die. And then we need grills. Yes, I'm using all the new drills and stuff because they're cool. Not for any other reason. I just like them. Gotta stay even. Will that work? Can you stay even like that? Hold on. Honestly, I don't know if that'll fit. There we go. Now let's check this one. If we give it a positive velocity, lower limit 89, upper limit 88. I just typed in 88. And that is not going to work. Seriously, why are we stuck? It's supposed to be going negative. More torque. More torque. Back negative. Look, I bet you're going -1. Why are you still going positive? -2. What is this hinge doing? Why is it not going where we want it to? Seriously, this thing's pissing me off. Alright, so if we reverse it, which way is it going to go? Positive. Now negative. Alright. We'll start again. Because that hinge is having issues. When you tell a hinge to go one direction and it goes the opposite, it's a hinge issue. Let's turn on my lights. Yeah, that was too close. They ran into each other. So, how are we going to do this so they don't run into each other? The hinge is going to have to go further back so it can lift higher and end up further back. And as we saw, if they touch, there's clean. So we can't go through that gap. So up and over is our only option. Alright, hinge starting. We gotta start with the hinge. We know that. Just a matter of where. Alright, let's see. If we start here, let's build it backwards first. Where did we go? Since I didn't look. Okay, negative is forward. Positive is back. I swear I typed 89. Scott, it looks like your build info is giving you fits right now. Yes, yes indeed it is. Let's see. We got our hinge pointing backwards. So we need it to go... We need to make sure it goes at least to there before we go outward. That way we don't interfere with the saws. There we go. Now, how's that go look when we fold it forward? I do not know. I do not know what's going to happen when we, or what's going to look like when we go forward. Like I said, I could just use my... Alright, let's add some torque. Where's it trying to go? Nope, it is that hinge. It does not like being in that position. Okay. So let's go with 2 hinges so we can fix this. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why it's an issue. But it's an issue. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. I actually think what we'll do is right here, come up. Alright, come up above. Give myself some extra length. Now, make a hinge. Fold it to fold it. Positive. Fold it positive. 2. Actually, do it a different way. Change that to a 1. Gotcha. Now our lower limit becomes 0. And then we go we want to go that high? I think we're clear right here actually. How do we want to make this one fold? Okay, so when that folds forward, it's going to be sticking straight out. Let me see how far. Reverse. I have no idea why occasionally this thing jolts like that. I assume it's got something to do with that, but I can't tell you for sure.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh, don't hit me, meteors. Don't hit me. Alright, that will let us fold further back. So let's go take you and also turn you. So your maximum is 88. Turn you at that speed right there. There's the meteors. This time they're not going to hit me. Give it a lower limit of 0. So again, reverse it. And looks like we need 1, 2, 3. Guarantee you this one is not the way I did the other one. I don't know what I did different. do not know what I did so different this time. But it is definitely a different build.
Energy low.
Let's fill up on energy. Let's take care of some food while after we got some energy. There we go. Now then, let's start with drills. Oh, come on. Alright. Problem is they are really wide apart, so we're going to have to do a center line too. Yeah, we're just center line of drills on this one. Again, I have no idea how I'm so different this time, but I am definitely making a different drill. Not hinge. This 2, 3. Yeah. Fill up on inventory. Actually don't need that very bottom one. Yeah, I don't need that one. We want the drill like that. I want this drill like that. Then we're going to build across like this. And we're going to attach it with a drill right there. Well, again, completely different than the one I built. But I think part of it is the spacing. I think part of it is how I spaced it out more. So it's a wider ship than I had previously. We'll allow that to all work. Let's see here if I go G and our K hinges. Little hinges. That one and that one. We'll put in a group called drill hinges. Save. These four we're going to put in a group called grinder hinges. Save. Now we go into G. Groups. Drill hinges. Reverse. Set velocity, rotate, reset. See, every time it bounces like that's part of the problem. Reverse. Grinder. No, we'll do grinders on the second one. Drill hinges. Toggle on off. Because now if we hit 8, enter, or no, K, DRIL, drill hinges, let's give them braking torque almost equal to their, there we go. That will keep them from, let's see, make it far more stable. Alright. Now, when those fold over, so let's turn them back on, hit 8, and then hit 9. Really? This was still not moving? Oh, it had to wait to move. Oh no. Of course. Of course we're up against that. But obviously it clears. I think.
Fuel low.
Can I take control of this briefly?
Fuel critical.
Not that way, I can't. Hold on. Let's take control this way. I know I set it up to do it. Turn 9 off. Boop. Hit 8. They're fighting each other, so come in here. Hit 9. Whee! Now let's come back in here and hit 9. No! That is not going to work. I sit right on top of the grills. Under the grinders. Oh, heaven's sake. Well, time to start again.
Inventory full.
Wrong thing. The drills and grinders do kind of look alike. They match up real good too. Unfortunately, I can't seem to get the locations right. It's frustrating, really. I don't want to do it off of the projector.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
There we go. Wrong one. I want this one. There we go. Alright. Here we go again. Trying to fix it. Almost knocked more of them off to the deck. Grind, grind, grind. Alright, let's try again. Let's put our pivot point here. Let's go. I was wanting to do these. Let's just do this. Let's slap a medium cargo container. Alright. Now, the medium cargo containers thing is right even with these. So, what we'll do is put one right there. Now, put the hinge on top. Looks like I forgot to do that first. Actually, let's do negative forward. Makes more sense, actually. Okay, so now, upper limit. Upper limit. Ah! Put it at 1 briefly. Now, let's roll that down to -1. And move that to there. Velocity. Oh, I'm having trouble today. Velocity is -1. Alright. That will bring it up even with that. And actually, since it's already even with that, I can just slap another hinge on, actually. We did negative forward. That. That gets gets a lower limit. Let's go with -1 actually. That will offset the 88. It should be -2 to offset the 88, but close enough. An upper limit of 89 or 88. This one's velocity. Sit there, and then we can just flip it back. Made sure it was going the right direction. Okay. Now, let's conveyor it all the way. I need conveyor components. All the way from there. Out. Past. Here. Only problem I see is it is going to go way up in the air when we do it, when we fold it. Let's see if we go like this and like this. Now the drills actually will stick up here. Actually that's not bad. Actually not bad at all. Never mind, I changed my mind. I think it looks okay. Okay, hinge. I want that hinge and that hinge. Those become drill hinges. Save. G. That just worked because I renamed them exactly the same. Alright, let's see. Yep, it just laid down perfect this time. Okay. Now once again, go out. Down. Across. Like that. We'll go across with these. And we weld all those. Like that. Now we gotta put the drills back on. Is that the right spot? Just feel like they're too far apart vertically too. Well, you know what I could be doing? I didn't even think about that just that moment. I don't have to wait for it to be daylight. This game I know has the sleep through the night. Alright. Inventory. Eat something. Yeah, I need to go turn that on again. There we go. still not strong enough. At 1,000 meganewtons, it does not seem to be strong enough. We're going to have to watch that. That might be an issue. So that folds all the way back. Okay. Let's grab both drill hinges, which I can't hardly read that. Yeah, torque has got to be way the heck out there. And then we'll want to... Where's it at? Braking torque. There we go. Max it out too. And then in this position, just turn it off. Kind of reach back and set down. And then we turn it back on, hit 8, and then hit 9. Now they're in position, we hit 8. Right, all off. It was 9 again, 8. Which way did they get to now? H. Hinges, which way are they going? Velocity, -1. Okay, so they're going the right way. Okay. So the drills go up and over, past the grinders, turn them on, tell them to move. This is an issue. Why is it doing it? It's locking up is what's happening. It's the same thing with the back hinge. They're going past and not being able to undo that. The weight is just too much for those little hinges. So how, without taking it all apart, how could I make it large hinges? Think. We're going to have to take it all the way apart to do that. But large hinges are a lot stronger and won't have the same issue. Hell, poo. Oh.
Inventory full.
I like where those two are. Alright. Oh, that's irritating the tar out of me. Irritating the tar out of me. I swear I got this working. Let's do it this way then. Since I'm having so many issues today, let's grab this and do it the way I didn't want to do it. Clean up the trash. Also, I don't know where I attached them, I guess. We'll find out, though. And actually, we better get in this view so we can see the whole thing. There we go. Projector. Blueprints. Drone setup alpha. No, drone. That's the wrong thing. Blue smoke utility ship. Copy a clipboard. Let's see, how are we looking? We are looking completely backwards. So let's do yaw, 180 degrees. Where's that put us? And then apparently roll 180 degrees. Horizontal offset is going the right direction. Alright, we are right side up at least. Looks about right, I can't tell for sure. Vertical. Forward. About right. Front cockpit. Where's the cockpit at? It's off 1 2 away from me. Okay. All right. Well, those were not. Oh, why aren't? Hold on a second. I gotta see something.
Inventory full.
Oh, I did this so different this time, and I can't see what I did wrong. All right. Right back to where we started the day. Whew, an hour and a half, we have got Jack. Yeah, Scott, I hate when I can't get things to go right, too. What are we looking at here? Yeah, I went with 4 cargo containers, apparently. To give it more height, apparently. There's a medium there. Where are my hinges starting at? Here. Hinge starting all the way back here for the oh, I hinged each of the drills independently. That would be why they could lift better, because they were independent rather than single. And I must have still folded the grinders down, because there's a hole for them right here, instead of folding them up. As you can see, I had some ideas when I built it, this one. And we're going to use some of them. So I'm going to try for a little bit lighter than that one was. It was so heavy it had issues. So instead of these, let's go with a G conveyor. Rotate it that direction. And let's come forward with mediums from there. I know. I said lighter, and now I'm adding more cargo. But it's still going to be lighter than those. It's still going to be lighter than what's on there currently. Alright. Spread it out for the grinders here. Which I don't see any reason not to mimic. In fact, I see no reason not to mimic that. I like this plan. Only issue with these is just how close they are to the ship. I could have spread all this out, but we're not. They work great, so we're just gonna stick with what we got. Control G, not Control G. Insert page up, page down. Of course, I put that one on backwards. Jeez. No! No, 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 no. What? -1. Oh. Okay. Grinders.
Energy low.
Alright, where does that put us? Hold on a minute. I'll be right back, guys.
Energy critical. Meteor storm inbound. No energy. Your health is low. Health critical.
Oh.